Hello everyone, my name is Joelle. Welcome to day 15 of the 28-day head-to-toe yoga challenge, more than halfway already. And today's practice is focused on our lower back. So coming to sit with a nice tall spine, closing the eyes for just a moment as you begin to breathe deeply and observe how you feel today and what you're bringing to the mat. And then we can blink the eyes open and coming into hands and knees for some cat-cows, inhaling to arch the spine, exhaling to round and bring the chin to the chest. And just repeat that with your own breath, inhaling and exhaling deeply through the nose. And on your next inhale, as you arch, sink the hips back down towards the heels, come back up, and then exhale to press back and lift back up. Keep going, inhaling arch and hips to heels, come back up, and exhale round, press the floor away as you bring the hips back towards the heels, and then lift back up. And then come back to a neutral spine. Let's simply sit the hips down into child's pose as we walk the hands over towards the right. So kind of a side child's pose here. Stretching primarily into the left side of the lower back and into the side body as well. And then back through center, walking the hands to the left side. And you could keep the hands next to each other, or perhaps place the right hand on top of the left. And of course, now that we're into the second half of this 28-day challenge, practicing about 15 minutes of healthy movement every day, assuming you're repeating the day one warm-up, do take the chance to give yourself a little pat on the back here for sticking to this wonderful habit you're creating. And we'll make our way back to center, lifting up, sliding the legs out to one side to bring them in front of you so we can roll down onto the back. And step the feet in close to the hips, just close enough so you can tickle them with your fingertips. Squeeze the glutes and inhale to lift the hips off the mat into a bridge pose. And exhale to lower. And again, just keeping that motion going with your own breath, at your own pace, squeezing to lift, and exhale to release. And then settle the lower back into the mat, release the motion. We'll cross the right knee over the left, and pull both knees towards the chest. And you could hold on with the hands to the knees, or perhaps if you've got a little bit more room to maneuver the hands down to the ankles or to the outsides of the feet for this reclined shoelace pose. And I encourage you to close the eyes here, coming back to the breath and letting something go. As we uncross the legs and cross them the other way, left over right, maybe holding the knees, the ankles, the feet. And perhaps something on this second side may feel different, more open, or perhaps a little bit tighter. This is a wonderful pose to release not only the lower back, but the hips as well, the tailbone, if you ever experience any discomfort in any of those areas. This is a great one to come back to. And let's release, hugging both knees in towards the chest now, and just pulling them apart so that the knees are coming towards the shoulders. Maybe encouraging them just a tiny bit closer to those armpits. And sending the breath wherever the stretch is felt. And let's once again cross the left leg over the right now, and this time bring them over towards the right. So you might extend the left arm out to the side, or you could bend at the elbow. You can keep the head gazing at the ceiling, or perhaps turning over the left shoulder. And don't worry too much about how close the legs are to the ground. Just think about the shoulder blades really anchoring to the mat. And rocking yourself back through center. Crossing right knee over left, picking the feet up and letting them softly fall to the left as the right arm extends out, and you might rest the left hand on top of those knees, observing again any differences from side to side, and taking a moment to notice whether any sensations are arising in your lower back. Very nice. We'll come back to center once more. Simply lift our way up into a seated position. And bringing the legs to butterfly with the soles of the feet together and the knees out wide. And you can prop yourself up with the hands. And perhaps pressing down on the right knee now with that right hand, just encouraging a little bit more opening here on this one side. If you need more space here, you can always bring the feet further from the body. As we now use the left hand to press that left knee down. And this is one where, if you're like me, you might notice a very striking difference from one side to the next. Quite common to have a tighter side here. So just breathe into any sensations. And then we can scoot ourselves a little bit further back, making a bigger diamond shape, and you might sit up tall. Or on a deep exhale, you might let the weight of the head carry you forwards into a forward fold. And wherever you are is perfectly fine. All I care about is that you feel a nice opening and that you take a little bit of pride in these efforts in this practice today. And lifting back up if you were folded over. Let's roll the shoulders back, sitting up nice and tall. Bringing the hands to prayer. A few final deep breaths together here into the lower back and flowing throughout the entire body. Observe whether anything has changed and thank yourself for turning up today, as I hope you will tomorrow for day 16 for a practice that will focus on the SI joint and pelvis. Until then, have a beautiful day, everyone. And namaste.